Firstly, I'd like to commend Coit Niala, our Regional Group Parliamentary Assistant, for her help to us, and we brought a previous motion in February, Minister, around these issues as part of our regional group. And we continue to press for the rights of family carers and for carers to be formally and properly recognised for the value and the contribution and the intrinsic good it offers to our state. Minister, would you be shocked if someone accused those in charge of our state of using familial love as a form of coercive control? How could somebody think that, you might say? Well, consider the fact that so many people in our society, when faced with the reality that a loved one or a relation or even a friend needs a high degree of care, that they decide to interrupt whatever they are doing in their lives, in their work areas or in their careers, to provide the time and the care that that individual needs. And can you see, when people look to the state for income support as a result of their caring decision, that they may sometimes feel coerced because the state doesn't really want to value what they do. And yet it knows that those caring for these family or friends will probably undertake the care role anyway, simply because such selfless, caring people often can't consider or trust the care of their loved ones to another, or to a state or a private institution. We might flinch at the idea of an unfeeling state. We might flinch at the idea of state coercion. But what else might describe the Hobson's choice suffered by so many who decide to take on a responsibility that should fall to the state, for which often the state cannot adequately provide, but yet it refuses to acknowledge in monetary value a semblance of the responsibility of which the state itself has been relieved? Our regional group motion here today is straightforward and equitable. I am sure it will receive the full support of the House, thereby acknowledging the intrinsic value of carers in Irish society. I believe the best and most appropriate way for me to illustrate the importance of this motion is to share a typical family story that highlights the unfairness of means testing the carers' allowance as it exists today. These are stories I'm sure each member of the House hears regularly, the kind of story we shouldn't have to hear, nor have to hear repeated into the future. A gentleman in his late 20s from the southeast grew up with a younger sibling who required a lot of care due to both mental and physical disabilities. From an early age, it was clear that this young girl would never live independently. Their parents devoted their lives to both children, but one parent has since passed away and the other now requires significant care. The brother, who has a partner of his own, dedicates a large portion of his life to caring for both his sister and his father now. He is a college graduate, but has yet to put his education to use due to these pressing family responsibilities. This man, like so many other carers in society today, is doing his best. The problem for him, and for many like him, is that his partner is also doing her best. She works in the pharmaceutical industry, and as a result she earns a decent wage. This decent wage disqualifies him from accessing the carer's allowance. Her income, therefore, must cover a sizable mortgage and the rising cost of living that we are all too familiar with. Costs such as heating, electricity, groceries, and lots more besides, all on this one salary. The state expects this man to be financially supported by his partner, while he cares for two vulnerable family members. The state accepts the hard efforts these people make in terms of caregiving, but it refuses to recognise the real value of that care. The position today is this man is now considering moving back in with his father, away from his partner, just to meet the criteria for carers' allowance and carers' benefit, so that he can earn a dignified living on his own. Personnel from the Department of Social Protection are compassionate towards this man's situation, and they have done everything they can, but their hands are tied in doing anything further. Minister, it is not right what is happening to this family, just as it is to the multitude of so many similar stories, so many other families, and so many which involve predominantly the care of women. It is time for the state to do better and relieve some of the burden such family caregivers are facing. I urge the House to pass our regional group motion to correct this injustice and to give carers the respect and the support and the recognition they deserve in our society.